I would have gone with you.
Hello, my lovely ladies. I am back with another deeply romantic movie story that's sure to get your hearts racing. Today, I'll be sharing a captivating romantic drama about an unexpected affair that quickly spirals into a life-altering reality for two women. Their passionate connection changes everything, and you won't want to miss it. But before we dive in, please consider subscribing to the channel for more amazing stories. Our story begins with Dallas, a woman who works in construction. She finds herself in a heated argument with her girlfriend, Jocelyn, over their lack of intimacy. Frustrated by the tension between them, Dallas suggests that Jocelyn let her move out of the apartment and heads off to work while still irritated. Later that day, while on the job, Dallas meets Jasmine, a woman who has recently moved into the neighborhood with her fiancé, Riley. Although Dallas is intrigued by Jasmine, she doesn't initiate a conversation. Meanwhile, Jasmine and Riley are struggling in their own relationship due to growing incompatibilities. That evening, Dallas invites her close friend, Quinn, over to her apartment to vent about her frustrations with Jocelyn. During their conversation, Dallas reveals that she broke up with Jocelyn because she no longer feels a meaningful connection between them. On the other hand, Riley leaves Jasmine home alone as he departs for an out-of-state work trip. Despite Jasmine's request that he call her when he arrives at his hotel, Riley dismissively responds that he won't be awake that late. This moment highlights the growing emotional distance between them and sets the stage for what's to come. After some time, Dallas receives a call from Jocelyn, who informs her that she has packed the rest of her belongings. Dallas, uninterested, bluntly tells Jocelyn that she doesn't care about her things and insists she stop calling, making it clear she wants to cut ties completely. Later, Dallas drags Quinn to a bar for a night out, hoping to meet some attractive women. Coincidentally, Jasmine and her friend Claire also arrive at the same bar. While there, Quinn helps Claire with her drink order after the bartender, Desiree, ignores her. Meanwhile, Jasmine heads to the restroom and unexpectedly runs into Dallas, whom she recognizes from their previous encounter. Dallas wastes no time flirting with Jasmine, but learns that Jasmine has a friend waiting for her outside. Despite Dallas's attempts to ask her out, Jasmine doesn't give a direct response and leaves to find Claire. When Jasmine returns, she sees Claire dancing with Quinn, leaving her alone with Dallas. The two begin talking and getting to know each other better. During their conversation, Jasmine reveals that she's engaged. Undeterred by this revelation, Dallas continues to pursue her, leading to a kiss between them. However, Jasmine quickly pulls away and leaves, determined to put some distance between them. On the walk home with Claire, Jasmine confesses what happened and promises it won't happen again. Later that night at home, Jasmine receives a call from Riley. As she considers telling him the truth about what happened at the bar, she instead decides to tell him that she wants to marry him as soon as he returns. The next morning, Dallas wakes up to find Desiree in her bed. In a rush to get to work, she leaves a couple of dollar bills on the nightstand and walks out, leaving Desiree standing speechless as she watches her leave. Meanwhile, Jasmine finds herself still fantasizing about Dallas. Later, she happens to spot Dallas working across the street, almost as if by fate. Overcome by her thoughts, Jasmine retreats to the bathtub, where she gives in to her desires while thinking about Dallas. However, she quickly composes herself, gets dressed, and heads to work as though nothing happened. During the day, Jasmine crosses paths with Dallas again. Dallas, persistent as ever, asks if she can take Jasmine out one more time, explaining that she's nearly finished working on Jasmine's street and won't have another chance to see her. Jasmine hesitates for a moment, but doesn't give an immediate answer. Later that afternoon, Jasmine returns home earlier than usual, with the intention of catching Dallas before she leaves. Fortunately, she finds her and informs her that she has decided to accept her offer. That evening, the two dress up and head out for drinks together. At the bar, their conversation deepens as they get to know each other better. Dallas learns that Jasmine works as a fashion editor. As they talk, Dallas subtly rubs her leg under the table, adding a layer of tension to their interaction. During their conversation, Jasmine admits that if it weren't for her fiancé, she would have moved to New York. In response, Dallas tells her that if she had gone to New York, she would have gone with her. Dallas confidently invites Jasmine back to her place, and though Jasmine initially flees the bar, she eventually gives in. They spend the night together, enjoying each other's company. However, when Jasmine wakes up the next morning, she finds that Dallas has left while she was still asleep. Shortly after, Jasmine receives a call from Riley, who asks if she has contacted the wedding planner. Dallas soon returns with breakfast, and the two spend hours talking about their childhoods, growing even closer. Later that day, Dallas takes Jasmine on a relaxing cruise where they share more about their lives. Jasmine learns that Dallas decided to follow in her father's footsteps by working in the construction industry. As they walk home afterward, Jasmine opens up about her first kiss with a girl as a teenager. She reveals how her mother separated them upon finding out and forced her to spend time with boys to ensure she wasn't a lesbian. In contrast, Dallas shares that she realized she was a lesbian at a young age. Their bond deepens as they later ride a carousel together, holding each other tightly. The next morning, Dallas wakes up beside Jasmine, and their passion continues as it did the night before. To her surprise, Dallas finds herself enjoying this connection far more than anything she had with Jocelyn. Afterward, Jasmine invites Dallas to stay with her for the night. They spend the evening cuddling and discussing their budding relationship. That night, Jasmine takes Dallas to her front yard to show her a tree she loves. However, when Dallas casually mentions that it might need to be cut down, Jasmine playfully slaps her on the cheek. Irritated, but intrigued by the gesture, Dallas warns her not to do it again, but then teasingly tells Jasmine to slap her once more or else she'll retaliate. Hesitant at first, but giving in to the moment, Jasmine slaps her again. This playful exchange leads to an intense kiss before Dallas eventually leaves. Unfortunately, Riley returns from his business trip soon after, meaning Jasmine can no longer see Dallas. Heartbroken, Dallas tries to convince Jasmine that they can continue their relationship in secret, but Jasmine has already made up her mind to end things between them. Riley tries to call Jasmine to let her know he's arrived, but the call goes straight to voicemail. He then leaves a message informing her that he'll be coming home earlier than expected. Meanwhile, Jasmine and Dallas are in the middle of an affair in Dallas's car, completely unaware of Riley's call. Jasmine takes Dallas into her house for one final intimate moment, oblivious to the looming consequences. As they finish, Dallas suggests they sleep in Jasmine's bed, but Jasmine refuses, explaining that it's her fiancé's bed. Instead, she leads Dallas into the bathroom, where they hold each other. Hurt by Jasmine's hesitation, Dallas expresses her desire to see her again, but Jasmine insists it's not possible. Unfortunately, Riley arrives home early and catches them in the act. Stunned and speechless, he walks away without saying a word, leaving Jasmine to follow him. Riley is devastated by Jasmine's betrayal, especially since she had recently expressed a desire to marry him. Realizing that Jasmine is no longer interested in men, he tells her there's nothing left to repair in their relationship. However, he offers her an ultimatum. If she breaks things off with Dallas, he'll forgive her. Reluctantly, Riley drives Jasmine to Dallas's apartment. When Jasmine arrives, Dallas is waiting for her. Heartbroken, Jasmine admits that she was forced to choose Riley. Understanding the situation, Dallas takes responsibility for pursuing someone who was already engaged. Despite everything, Jasmine kisses Dallas goodbye before leaving to secure a future with Riley. As she gets into Riley's car, Jasmine asks only to be dropped off at work. Meanwhile, Dallas struggles with visible agitation throughout the day. Though her friends urge her to speak up about how she feels, she remains silent and consumed by regret over her decisions. Jasmine continues trying to mend things with Riley, but he remains distant and questions why she was never physically affectionate with him. Despite her attempts at seduction, he doesn't respond to her advances. Later that evening, Dallas attends a party with Quinn and confides in her friend about everything that happened between her and Jasmine. The weight of their choices lingers heavily on both women as they navigate the aftermath of their affair. Dallas eventually confesses her love for Jasmine, to which Quinn responds by reminding her that she's straight. Frustrated and heartbroken, Dallas decides to visit a strip club in an attempt to distract herself from her pain. However, as she watches the performers, she feels nothing. Her mind is consumed with thoughts of Jasmine. When one of the dancers tries to initiate something more, Dallas refuses, leading to her being thrown out by the bouncer for not paying for the service. Drunk and emotionally drained, Dallas stumbles to Jocelyn's house. Meanwhile, Jasmine and Riley are still reeling from the aftermath of her actions. The next morning, Dallas wakes up in Jocelyn's bed, confused about how she ended up there. Jocelyn, however, seems oblivious to Dallas's disorientation. After breaking off her engagement with Riley, Jasmine reconnects with Dallas a few weeks later. During their date, Jasmine sits beside Dallas and excitedly shares that she has come out to her coworkers and no longer feels the need to hide her orientation. Dallas beams with pride, thrilled by Jasmine's newfound confidence and openness. The film concludes with this uplifting moment, signaling a hopeful new chapter for both women. And that's where the story ends. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. And hey, if you still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, my love? Join our ever-growing community and help spread the love. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you soon with another captivating movie discussion.